We live? Okay, good. Hold on. Here we go. Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? My plan today is do like something that what I would do, right? As Thanksgiving's tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing a couple Thanksgiving videos, including my own brand, my own Thanksgiving dinner. And I thought like Thanksgiving's holiday about eating. I went about giving thanks and stuff, but it's also about eating the food and stuff. And what do zombies like to do? They like to eat too. That's what keeps it going. And I know a while back, a week or so ago, WatchMojo.com did like a list of their the 30 best zombie movies, and I thought I wrote it down. I wrote all 30 down, and I'm going to tell you my take on them. I've seen almost all of them. There's like one or two I never see. I'll tell you which one I haven't seen. And there were some, I mean, usually they talk about one movie. They don't talk about like the spin offs or sequels, except for like George Romero stuff. And some of them aren't the traditional zombie movies because whenever George Romero did Night of the Living Dead in 1968, he defined zombies as eaters of human flesh, right? The dead when they become living in human flesh. But before then, they had like zoodoo, the voodoo zombies, which were like zombies usually in a trance to help like kill people or summon people. Or I Lily Rose, yes, Shaun of the Dead, yes. I Tam, I Lily Rose, honey. It's coming. Shaun of the Dead's on the list. Yeah, hey, Lily Rose is awesome, by the way. Um, And before then, they had like those voodoo zombies that were like usually made for slave labor or to like summon people or get revenge on people, kill people, and then they were brought back together from salt and stuff, or like salt, putting salt in the mouth and sewing the mouth shut. That was the episode of oh, what was his name? Kolchak the Night Stalk, who did episode. I saw that one. Yeah, Lily's the best. I'm going to be talking about Shaun Dead pretty soon. Yeah, who's typo? Who's typo? Whoops, typo. Oh, I see. I see one little too many. I got you, Tim. Anyways, let me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the list, all 30 up to all 30 from the top of the list all the way to the bottom. I'll give you my thoughts of each movie. I've seen almost all of them. If I didn't see them, I'll just tell you I didn't see them. The very first one was I Walked with a Zombie from the 50s. Now, this was one. Like I know local stations used to show like movies at you show movies at night and stuff, late night. And this was one of the ones they used to have the channel, the WSU late night movie on Sunday nights. And Sunday nights would be like the news, and then they have the George Michael sports team at 12 o'clock to have a movie, then they sign off. I remember on Saturdays they used to have they would have like Saturday Night Live, and then they have a late night movie. And then what they did on Saturday nights, which was cool, they'd have the late night movie. I mean, Saturday Night, then they have Tales of the Dark Side. Then they have like all night movies, which was great. And then on the competing station, the ABC affiliate, they would have the news, Betty Hill, then the horror movie show hosted by Jim Cook. That was like two horror movies at midnight. And they had the Just Right, the Late Great Horror Show, which had a lot of stuff. And then they had they brought it back for a year or two. It was called the Just Right for Late Night Horror Show, which was kind of like cheaply done. I mean, the original Late Great Horror Show was done really cool. They had a lot of really cool stuff in it. Oh, you spelled it. Oh, I got you, Tim. Anyways, let's go through these movies. I Walk with a Zombie. Originally, I mean, this is a very stylish movie. I will have to go and revisit it again. When I first saw it, I hated it. But I mean, I didn't know. I mean, because it was like the more the voodoo related zombie thing instead of like what George Romero did. And I was starting to get. I didn't know about the voodoo zombies as much as I did about the flesh eaters at the time. I mean, I'll have to revisit this one. It's Van Luten. I know it's very stylish. I definitely have to watch one because this is in high regard. So I definitely have to go watch this one. By the time I saw it, I only saw it once when I was a lot younger, and I didn't like it at all. Next one is Rabid. Now, Rabid, I guess, would be considered a zombie movie. Some of these I don't really consider zombie films, just like he did Shivers, or it came, what was it? They came from within, about like parasites that would turn you into like these sexual parasites that turn you into zombies. But anyways, Rabid features Marilyn Chambers, porn star Marilyn Chambers, right? From Behind the Green Door. And she got like, through like medical experiments and skin grafts, she had like this thing protrude out of her arm that looked like a kind of like a metal dildo and stuff, and she would like use it to bite people with when they're having sex, right? And then it would cause them to go crazy and become like sexual zombies, just like in Shivers. So that's what I'm. Hey, what's up, Richard, buddy? I'm doing a zombie top 30 zombie reaction to WatchMojo's thing. But Rabbit's really good. I like that a lot. That's a great movie. It grosses people out though, because like on her arm it looks like she has a phallic thing, but it's like body horror from the great David Cronenberg back in the late 70s. Next is Planet Terror from the Grindhouse. From Grindhouse. Now I think Planet Terror was better than Death Proof. A lot of people said Death Proof was better. I thought Planet Terror was better because it was like it kept things going. Planet Terror, I mean, Death Proof slowed everything down. It's like you get to know all these girls and then they get killed. And then I'll never forget Watch First Time. You know, and I like Kurt Russell. There's nothing wrong with Kurt Russell, though. You introduce these whole group of girls, and then like they get run down by this car that Kurt Russell was driving and stuff. And then they introduce so much, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta do some more introductions and stuff. It was way too talky for me. It was still a good movie, but Planet Terror is really much better. Robert Rodriguez did the zombie film. Rose McGowan had a machine gun leg in it, though. And I think it's really good. It moves at a really swift pace. And the way it was done with the cigarette burns and the scratches and stuff was really clever. I liked what he did with it, you know. And I thought it was really cool. I really liked that one. That's a great movie, too. Now, when I do these, I'm not putting them in any type of order. I'm just doing them in the order that WatchMojo.com did it. And and I'm not being like Walking Dead, just talking about the George Romero zombie films. I'm just coming the whole gamut, including the Italian zombie films, which I was hoping that, Sexual Zombie, yep. And I was in Rabid, and also they came within Shivers, yeah. The David Cronenberg Sexual Zombie, yep. Yeah, Sexual Zombies. Back in the early 70s. I met, I almost said Lily Rose. I met Lynn Lowry at the Horror Fest. She was one of the girls in Shivers. The David Cronenberg film from 75. This one had, yeah, it was, yeah. They were sexual zombies, Lily. They were. Next is Burial Ground. Okay, now Burial Ground is an Italian zombie movie. It's really good, and there's this creepy thing. This guy, there's like this. I know this midget guy, really creepy. Like supposed to be this girl's son, right? And there's a scene where he becomes a zombie and he eats the girl's breasts. It's really messed up, though. I mean, this was a great zombie. I mean, these were like the ones that were like full of gore back in mostly the early 80s, and lots of stuff happens in this one. And they used to have like this warning to say like they would release these movies unrated because if they put before the MPA, they'd be rated X. A lot of movies like Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Texas Chainsaw 2, Electric Boogaloo, Scarface even, and then a whole bunch of other ones. And then like Brian De Palma actually released Scarface unrated. He actually released the X-rated version, didn't tell nobody, put his R or unrated, you know. But they have a warning saying there's no explicit sex in this movie. However, there are scenes of violence that may be considered shocking. No one under 17 years of age is admitted. But no, Burial Ground is awesome. It's a good blood fest from Italy. Next is Hell of the Living Dead, which is also known as Night of the Zombies. And there was another Night of the Zombies made by Joel Reed, who did Blood-Sucking Freaks. And that one starred porn star Jamie Gillis. And it was a very slow, like World War II zombie movie. Somewhat similar to that one that guy did who did Nights of Terror, did a couple like Civil War zombie movies, something like that. But this was revolving World War II, like Shockwaves, which isn't included in here, or the Dead Snow movies, but very slow moving though. You watch Night of the Living Dead Alone at Night? When I was in, oh really? Yeah, awesome. I didn't. Well, I'm getting to that too. I saw that too by myself. It was really good. And then Night of the Zombies became known as Hell of the Living Dead, one of Quentin Tarantino's favorite movies. Yeah, late night. And what happened was they used a recycled score from the band Goblin, right? And Goblin did movies like Alien Contamination, Luigi Cuzzi, not Jack Star, but no, that's another Cuzzi. He did the theme song from Goblin was in there. And they used music from that, and they used music from what was it? Buried Alive, and also Dawn of the Dead. They used music from that, and it was kind of like a rip off of Dawn of the Dead, involving like a SWAT team, But this SWAT team's in the jungle of this one country. I can't remember where it was, and they had like stock footage of jungle stuff, and then like them killing zombies. It's really good. You haven't watched any of these? Oh yeah, I can give you a list, Lily. Yeah, Hell of the Living Dead's next. Yeah, that one, and then one of my favorite movies of all times mentioned, Dr. Butcher MD, and that's the Grindhouse Cut. Was called that. In Italy, it's called Zombie Holocaust. Now, this one is one of my favorite movies because I grew up on the Dr. Butcher MD cut, and basically, Zombie Holocaust was like a movie that was like 89 minutes, and they cut it down to like 82 minutes. And he added a prologue from this unfinished zombie movie, right? Where one zombie comes up from the grave, he's in New York City, and it says, zombies terrorize the city, right? And then they have the credits, and they show like this, basically it's about like this hospital, and it's set in New York, and like this cult that would cut off body parts, and eat body parts from cadavers and stuff. And for the medical examiner, they had these students in there. They caught this one guy. Who worked as an orderly there, eating a heart. And one of the best parts is they went to chase him. He jumped out of the window, right? And they showed a dummy falling down all the way down. And when he hits the ground, his arm flies off. One of the best gags of all time. And they didn't fix it at all. And then you see him close up with his arm like bent back there. It was awesome. And basically, there's zombies in it. It's not a certified zombie movie. There's zombies in it, though. Basically, they fight this reporter, including Ian McCullough from the Lucio Fulci zombie. They go down to this island, and they meet this guy, this one doctor, and this is where the whole cult thing comes from. And the island is full of cannibals. So it's more about cannibals than anything else. There's a ton of gore in it. None of the gore was cut out, but they tightened up the movie to make the pacing a little bit better. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, great voices. Oh, cool. When Cowboy went out, awesome. Well, sometimes we did, though, but I mean, it was tough finding, like, Night of the Living Dead and stuff like that. They didn't show that. They never showed that when I was a kid growing up. Not even on the late night horror show. And then it turned out that mad doctor was like, the mad scientist in the movie was turning people into zombies, so doing experiments. And there'd be like, he's trying to place like one brain in another brain. He's like turned the dead, making the dead come back to life, and that was his experiments. But I mean, that was like a big mishmash of movies. There was like a cult, a killing a cult that stole body parts, cannibalism, a mad scientist, and zombies in the movie. It's great, including this one zombie they killed by they took a motor off this boat and they cranked it up and they wanted the blade in it. They used a blade to shred up the zombie's face. It was awesome. A great movie. That's one of my favorites, Dr. Butcher MD. Next is City of the Walking Dead. Another Italian film that had Jose Ferreira in it. And some of these actually played in the theaters too. This was like kind of famous because before then all the zombies kind of moved really slow. City of the Walking Dead was the very first movie to introduce fast-moving zombies, like in The Walking Dead. You see a lot of movies now where the zombies are like really quick and fast and stuff, where they weren't before, and they use weapons and stuff. It's a great movie. I mean, I think it's a really fun movie. I really like it. It's one of my favorite ones. But the ending might infuriate some people. Like it's like well, there's no really escaping these things. They're not gonna kill the zombies and stuff. It shows it like it's all like it either was a dream or reality. It was cool. Creature Feeds are good too. I met Bob Woke. Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. I mean, we had for our horror host, right? We never had one for a long time. And then in Cleveland, was it Cleveland? Yeah, we used to get my grandmother when we went to Greenville. There was a guy in Cleveland, and it was called Superhost. I think he hosted. It was like a constant show. He had like a Superman cape on, and kind of like a little bit of clown makeup, like his nose was like painted red and stuff. And he did horror movies plus other stuff like Three Stooges. It wasn't just horror films, but he hosted like Saturday afternoons, and he had a show going on to like 91. From like when I was a kid in the 70s to like 91. And he used to do like different spoofs. He did like a spoof of the Bionic Woman called the Moronic Woman. And a lot of times we'd watch that at my grandmother's house a few times. I guess my mom didn't know about it because my mom was against horror films. You're not allowed to watch horror movies. Why is that? Because I said so. Just be a bitch. She's a bitch. We talked about my mom before. I mean, that's why. A lot of times she didn't know about that. And I watched horror movies with my grandfather a little bit. I remember watching Tarantulas and Deadly Cargo. I remember watching stuff like 4D Man. And some other stuff off that channel. It was pretty cool. But I mean, City of the Walking Dead's really good. I mean, it's like you like fast-paced zombies. The ending might piss the people off though, but it's pretty cool. Next is Rupert Everett did a movie called Cemetery Man. I think she does too. I think she was talking about Shaun of the Dead. I think she does. Lily Rose is the best. Lily Rose is cool as hell. She was talking about Shaun of the Dead. I think she really does. Yeah, you definitely use it for a movie list for Lily. I can even email you a copy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was much better back then because they had like local stations have more stuff to show. And this is before like infomercials kind of ruined everything. Infomercials took over like studios used to show movies late at night. Now they just show infomercials. Now it's completely different. But I mean, they used to have NBC used to have like a news all night with Linda Ellerby hosted that, or they'd have like movies all night, and then ABC had Night Rocks that had like music videos all night, which was pretty cool. I remember getting up, getting ready for school. It ended at like 6 o'clock, but if you got between 5 and 6, that's when they played heavy metal and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, she is a damn bitch. She is, Aska. Exactly. She is. Cemetery Man, Rupert Everett, is like a very bizarre, like a love story with zombies in it. Not too big on gore. Okay, cool. Well, a lot of these do have comedy in them, though, Lily. That's cool, though. But I mean, if you like Rupert Everett, I think was in the movie. It was called Delamore Della Morte, and it was the very last movie I ever got from Blackest Heart Media. And it was later called Cemetery Man. And I think he was like, he watched over the graveyard, and there was this really weird fat guy. It was like a love story, like he fell in love with a zombie. And it has probably one of the strangest endings of all time. It's quite good, but I know it under its Italian name, Delamore Della Morte. But in the States, it's called Cemetery Man, released by Susie Quanta. Oh yeah, exactly. It was released by Columbia Pictures under Cemetery Man. Next is The Gates of Hell, which is like the first entry in Lucio Fulci's movies, his zombie trilogy, and this was like was famous because there's a scene where the girl, the zombie stares at this girl's eyes, and then she throws up her guts. Right, it's most notable for that, and about like this zombie, this preacher who hanged himself at the beginning of the movie in Connecticut, I think, and that starts a whole big chain reaction. And like Christopher George and Linda Day George have to try to stop the dead from coming back to life, but it starts this whole thing with zombies and like all the dead coming from hell onto the earth. They have to stop that. Hey, Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Well, I remember the Psychic Friends Network. I remember all that stuff, Tam. Yeah. Next is Serpent and the Rainbow. I saw this at the theater. I think this was the first one let me check. Yeah, this is the first one I saw at the movie theater. I saw this in Fort Gordon, Georgia, but they changed the name of Fort Gordon because he was like a general in the Confederate Army, right? And now it's Fort Eisenhower. I remember talking with Dan about that. Like, he changed Fort Bragg into Fort Liberty, which is stupid. They keep it that way. I'm always going to call it Fort Bragg. I'm always going to call it Fort Gordon. But on a Friday night, it was Serpent and Rainbow, directed by Wes Craven. And this is more like the voodoo zombie type thing. I don't really consider it a zombie movie. Oh, really? Hi, what's up, Lois? Yeah. Serpent and Rainbow is really an awesome movie, but I don't really consider it a zombie film. It's more about voodoo and stuff. But I mean, that's back to the whole voodoo zombie thing. Aside from George Romero's Flesh Eaters, that we're more likely to know about as far as zombies are concerned, because he kind of like revolutionized the whole zombie genre with Night of the Living Dead, and that changed the whole way we looked at zombies. Very influential. Serpent and Rainbow is really a great movie. That's really good. Next is Let Sleeping Corpses Lie with Arthur Kennedy in it, who was a bona fide alcoholic at the time. And it was also known as Don't Open the Window. And basically, it shows like zombies being created by this one factory, created all this pollution and stuff. It's a great movie. I mean, it takes a while to get going. It reminds me a lot of what was it? Eva the Messiah, or was it Messiah? Messiah of Evil? I think that's what it was. That was a zombie movie, which is not listed on here. Let me double check. Hold on. Messiah of Evil. It reminds me of that one because it's like the zombies eventually come up there, but it's not as good. I think that's what it was. Messiah of Evil was from 1974. Well, he said Supernatural, but that was a zombie movie, right? That reminds me of that one. I mean, it's really good, but Messiah of Evil is good too, but didn't make the list. Next is Land of the Dead. Oh yeah, exactly. No, yeah, exactly. What was it? There's one drug that made people into zombies. I can't remember what it was, but no, I know what you're saying, Tam. Next is Land of the Dead, and now this was George Romero's new foray into his next trilogy of Dead movies, right? Now, this was the one that spent a lot of money on, and it had like this city, and it was like talking about the struggling class system, like how the rich are different from poor people, and this has more like thinking zombies and stuff. And a big budget, like $35 million. I think I was like his biggest budget. It had Dennis Hopper and they had John Leguizamo in it. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, JoJo's favorite movie. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, JoJo loves this stuff. She actually watched. She remembers her and her friend Dawn came over, and I remember renting Dr. Butcher MD when they still remember that movie. That's on the list too. But Land of the Dead was like a big budget movie that went on to do okay business, and then it launched. He did two other movies: Documentary of the Dead and also Survival of the Dead. And those were not listed in the thing. Those were okay. I think Documentary Dead was all right, and Survival Dead was more like a Hatfields and McCoys. That was more like a Western involved with the zombie stuff. But I mean, they're both watchable, but Land of the Dead is where it's at. It's really good. Next is Girl with All the Gifts. Basically, it's like, I saw this at my buddy John's place. He loves, oh, cool, awesome. 30 Days a Night. Oh, cool, Chloe. I give you a list of my movies if you want to check them out sometime, okay? Yeah, I have like 30 movies, you know. Yeah, next was Girl with All the Gifts. It's like set in another country, like a demilitarized zone. And this one girl had like these psychic abilities though, and they're trying to figure out what she's doing. Yeah. It's a pretty good movie. I don't remember it that well. I did watch it. I actually dozed off sleeping the first time. Then when I went back to John's, we watched the whole thing again. It's a pretty good movie. It's a foreign film. I liked it. I just don't. I have to watch it a second time to really remember it. Now, next to the movie I've never seen before called Cockneys versus Zombies, like Irish. I think Cockneys are Irish. I think versus Zombies. Now this is like Shaun of the Dead, but done on a lower budget, and it's more like outrageous. I guess I never seen that one. I gotta check that one out. Next one's Last Man on Earth, which was the original Vincent Price movie. And I saw that on Late Night Horror Show. That's a really scary movie. Now these were like they remade it as I Am Legend with Will Smith, but in Last Man on Earth they're more like vampires, right? And Vincent Price, one of my favorite actors, gives out outstanding performance. This is one definitely want to see Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price. I love that movie. It's pretty scary too. Okay, what's that, Tim? Thought about it. I do enjoy the older horror movies. Yeah, a lot of these ones are old ones too, including Last Man on Earth was made in like in the 60s. It's really good. Next is Reanimator, a really classic movie with a classic teaming of Stuart Gordon and Brian Yuzna. And basically that involves like this guy Herbert West who creates this reanimator agent. It's like what they did was they broke open glow sticks. They put like the glowing green stuff in like these syringes and stuff, right? And they would inject people, and they would bring the dead back for life. It was based off what's H.P. Lovecraft story called Herbert West Reanimator, which I read. It's a great movie, lots of gore effects, and David Gale gives an insane performance as like this guy that's like obsessed with this girl. He gets his head gets cut off, ripped off, right? And what happens was they reanimate his lower half, right? And then he reanimates his head, and there's a scene where he's going after this girl, Barbara Crampton. She's naked, and like they're holding his head above her body. She's like licking her all over and stuff. It's awesome. Reanimator is an awesome movie. If you ever get a chance to see it, it's a great movie. One of the best ones that Empire put out. Now Empire ended up they did movies that like Troll, Ghoulies, Eliminators, a Dungeon Master with Richard Mole, and that's before they end up selling. They end up going out of business, and they had movies like Arena, Robo Jocks, which I actually took my friend to the theater to see. He never forgave me for taking him to see that movie. But I actually saw that one in the theater. That's the only Empire Richard Band or Stuart Gordon that sadly passed away. I saw it in the theater though. And then that went out of business, right? And also Richard Band also owned Wizard Home Video and Media Home Entertainment back in the days of VHS. And what happened was he ended up selling on that, and then he started Full Moon movies that did like the Puppet Master movies, like, and they had like a deal with Paramount, right? It's like movies that are made for theaters, but are going to be premiering on videotape, and that went great for a long time. And he's still doing Full Moon, but they're like really cheap now, you know. He'll do like Indiegogo campaign or something like that to raise money for movies. The last one I saw was Dr. Death, about like one of the wooden puppets from Retro Puppet Master. And that was like an hour-long thing inside like a nursing home. It was all right. It was a fun movie, you know. But that was Reanimator, really good. Next was Little Monster from 2019, which I did not see. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I heard he's a nice guy, too. He was in a ton of horror films. I mean, I knew him mostly as Bull from Night Court, right? But he was in a ton of horror movies. He's in Dungeon Master, Evil Speak. He was in like the Spider movies. He was in Ghost Shark. He's probably in other stuff too. Yeah, Richard Mall was probably a really cool guy. Yeah. Yeah, you said that. That's cool. I did not see Little Monsters. That's for 2019. Not to be confused with the Fred Savage Howard Mandel movie. It's a different movie. That was a different one. Little Monsters from like 89 was from Vestron Movies. I remember seeing that in did I see it at Fort Bragg? Yeah, I saw it at Fort Bragg. Because we were there for like a weekend. There for a few days, stuck in the reception station. They would show movies and stuff. And we had cable and we watched movies on there, yeah. Oh, he is? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was a good guy. He's a prick, though. You met him, though? Oh, man, you got to tell stories about Fred Savage sometime. If you ever come up on panel, definitely talk about Fred Savage. I'd like to know about that. I remember him from Wonder Years, and he did a bunch of movies as a kid, and then he did a show Working that was like on for 2 seasons on NBC, yeah. And when your work hated him? Really? Oh, you have to tell me about that. Oh, that's awesome. You have to tell me about that. That's cool. Wow. I didn't know that. That's cool, man. So I never saw Little Monsters. I heard good things about Little Monsters for 2019. Oh, you stayed away, didn't want... Oh, okay, I got you, but I don't blame you. Next one is a Korean movie called One Cut of the Dead, which is like this Korean film crew making a zombie movie that ended up turning into a real life zombie movie. I remembered, though, I don't remember that well. It was quite good. It moved at a decent pace, though, but I mean, it took forever for it to get going, though. It was all right, though. Next is Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead is like one of my favorite movies. And I have the thumbnails from Day of the Dead before a guy gets ripped up. That one side gets his head ripped off his body, and then like his lower half separated from his upper half, and like zombies are all eating on his guts. There's like excessive gore from the great Tom Savini in the movie. Day of the Dead is like the third of George Romero's classic zombie trilogy. You know, he did Night of the Living Dead in 1968, then he did Dawn of the Dead in 1978, and both filmed in Pittsburgh, and then he did Day of the Dead. I don't think Day of the Dead was filmed in Pittsburgh, to my knowledge. I think it was filmed in Florida. Day of the Dead came out in 1985. I know Siskel and Ebert hated it because they loved his other two, but they hated that one. This one revolves around a group of scientists, like the last people on Earth, living in a bunker, and there's zombies above, and they have zombies in these caves and stuff. And what they're doing is this doctor, they call him Dr. Frankenstein. He's doing experiments on these zombies to make them to try to make them humanized so we can live alongside them, you know, or to try to understand them, you know, because he had that one zombie bub that trying to teach it human emotions and stuff like that, you know, and trying to get them to stop eating human flesh. They're doing like these medical experiments and stuff, you know. And trying to figure out what makes their brain work, you know, when they're like just like a living mechanism, right? Just about All it wants to do is eat and feast on human flesh. And then they do animal flesh, like in Walking Dead. I always feel bad for the animals, though. But usually, I don't see them eating animals in movies. There is one coming up when I talk about this one movie that has like an animal thing in a classic scene, though. But Day of the Dead is an awesome movie. I remember renting it on my birthday. Right, I saw it. I made me so hungry. I ate a whole big piece of birthday cake. I'll never forget that. I know, like, we would usually we're going out fishing and stuff. My dad's sister and I, and like I was getting frustrated being there all day and not catching anything. So I stayed home and watched that for my birthday. And they went fishing, and I ate a whole big piece of birthday cake, and it was a great movie. Uh, in the '90s, I remember going to there was a place called the Mill Creek Six. At the Mill Creek Mall, there used to be like a building movie theater had like three theaters. It was a Mill Creek 3, and then they had like some other small multiplexes. They had like Cinema World, West Erie Plaza, and they would just have like 4 theaters in there. That's it. And then in like the early '90s, '92, outside the Mill Creek Mall, they did the Mill Creek 6, which actually had 6 movie theaters in it. And that lasted from like '92 up till 2012, and then it closed down because there was a place called Tinseltown opened up in '94, '95. They had 17 movie theaters. That's the main place. That's the only really big movie theaters open now. It put all these drive-ins out. All the drive-ins were going out of business, It put all the drive-ins out of business. Well, they have the Erie Movie House, which I don't really consider like a official movie theater. And they have one theater in Corey, which was called the Sunset, which used to be the porno theater, They used to have like a ton. I mean, like if you watch Pittsburgh, there's a ton of theaters in Pittsburgh. I don't know if it's changed yet or not, but they had a ton of drive-ins and stuff. We used to have a ton of drive-ins around Erie and the Erie area and stuff. All the drive-ins are gone except for that one. And they used to have like ads, and they would advertise the porno films too. And there was like 2 porno theaters. There was the Corey and the Sunset, and then they had Cinema 18, which is a walk-in porno theater. I mean, because they used to make pornos to play in the theater. This was even during the golden age of porn, where they had them on video cassette, and the props were out the window. But these are ones, they show at the theater. They film on 35 millimeter camera. Oh, you better go have a steak dinner tonight and do some grocery shopping. Yeah. Oh no, you better go. Okay. I have all my stuff for I'm gonna make something to eat tonight. I have all my stuff ready to go tomorrow for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be spending Thanksgiving by myself because we had Thanksgiving 2 weeks ago at the all you can eat buffet. I got a lot to say about that too. Oh really? I'm sure there were in San Francisco. I mean, you probably have a lot bigger stuff than I did. They had like the porno theater. The walk-in one was Cinema 18. At Cinema World and Cinema 18, and I saw what it looked like though once. I walked by it, and there was a time when they didn't show porno movies. There was a couple weeks they showed porno movies. They showed they had an overflow of movies, so they showed some stuff there. They had they brought back the movie Inframan for like a week or two. It was like a PG-rated Japanese sci-fi monster movie. I wanted to see it, but I was playing that. So I ain't taking Cinema 18. That's what I was playing. I don't think a lot of parents turned their kids to see it. And then I remember Breaking. They had the movie Breaking come out. It was a huge hit. Then Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo came out, and it played in the porno theater. I don't think it did too well in there because I don't think parents are going to bring their kids to see Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo in the porno theater, But maybe some did. I don't know. But that did play there. Okay, next is Dead Snow. Now, I heard about this. This was reviewed on Ebert and Roper. I think it was Ebert and Roper. It was like a foreign film, and it was like based on like World War II zombies. Now, World War II zombies, I pretty much remember from like Shockwaves. But this one, yeah. Hi, JoJo. I think I work for a time and a half on kind of really slow. Well, yeah, like a ghost town. And then like Dead Snow, I remember Roland filmed a copy of that. I remember watching it. And well, like I said, like they had World War II zombies, and sometimes you'll see movies like that, like Overlord. They didn't mention Overlord in that movie. Oh man. They didn't mention Overlord in Best Zombie Movies. That should have been mentioned. I forgot all about that. I saw that at the theater. Overlord was awesome. That was a World War. They had World War II zombies in that one too. Um, basically, Dead Snow was like they had like it was like in the snow time they had Russian war zombies, or no, Nazi zombies. When I said Nazi zombies, like in Shockwaves. And I saw it, a great movie. And I remember, like, before Dad passed away, like a couple of months, I remember watching a bunch of movies with my dad doing reviews, watching Red Snow 2, Red versus Dead. And I watched it with Dad, and Dad actually liked the movie. He said, "Thank you, this is a great movie." I mean, I started looking like Saving Private Ryan, and like, when I started going, and there's like lots of funny stuff, Dad and I were laughing. This one guy was a zombie, kept getting beaten up, and they got stuck in the snow. They tried to use the zombie to get out of the snow. Really funny stuff. Dad was laughing his ass off. And it's a great movie. Dad loved it. Dad thanked me for watching it. But he didn't see Dead Snow. Dead Snow was the one that's listed here, not Dead Snow 2. It wasn't even mentioned, though. But Dead Snow is really good. Next one is REC, or short for Record. I think this was there was two different movies. There's Record and then Quarantine. I think Quarantine was made in the States. Well, I think I saw both the Rec movies, There was a foreign one. I saw the one that was filmed in the States first. And Record is a great movie. Like this reporter's filming stuff, and then a bunch of stuff happening, and there's a zombie outbreak, and she covers that. That's what Record is. It's really good. Oh, you couldn't see you too? Oh, yeah, my sister just came in. Hi, JoJo. I'm doing a Thanksgiving live about zombie movies because Thanksgiving is about eating, and zombies like to eat. So I'm doing like my video response to WatchMojo's top 30 zombie movies of all time. They didn't include Overlord. That's grossly negligent of them. I forgot about it. They should put Overlord. Overlord was awesome. I saw it at the theater. That's a great movie. Dad would have liked that too. They should definitely put that in. They should take out what should they taken out? They should have taken out Girl with the Gifts and put in Overlord. Yeah, Girl with the Gifts. I mean, I was all right. I barely remember it though. They should have taken that and put Overlord in there. Yeah, I mean, but Dead Snow was really good. Hi, JoJo. Next one is Zombie. Now, Zombie is whenever Dawn of the Dead came out, it was a split production between George Romero and Dario Argento. Dario Argento was the maestro. They call him the maestro in Italy. He's the one that usually did the Giallo films, but I mean, it was a big co-production between the two. And the George Romero one was different. And then Dario Argento recut the movie his way for Italian audiences to put more of the soundtrack from Goblin in there. And that was such a successful movie, let's look up Dawn of the Dead. Okay, let's check out Dawn of the Dead. Okay. I can't remember. I mean, they talk about the remake, too. The remake's not listed here. The 1978 Dawn of the Dead, I mean, a huge success. A budget of $640,000 made $66 million. A huge success for George Romero and the company United Film Distribution, which got bought up by Torres when it went out of business. And they made the awful Creepshow 3, and then they did Day of the Dead 2 Contagion, which I never seen. I don't know if that one's good or not. And then they were helping make the Creepshow show for Shudder, which is actually quite good. Yeah, Zombie was it was so successful. Zombie came out and that was produced by Lucio Fulci. And when it came out to theaters, I know my Uncle Wayne saw it, told me about it. He said how gross it was. And some theaters were giving out barf bags during when that movie came out. Uh, that's too bad. Yeah, doesn't have a private chat for. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Lily Rose is awesome, JoJo. She's a very nice lady. When Zombie came out, I know it's called Dawn of the Dead in the States now. Whenever Argento released in Italy, he called it Zombie. And whenever Lucio Fulci made his, it was called Zombie 2. However, in the States, it was called Zombie, right? And then whenever he made the sequel, it was called Zombie 3 because there was always a Zombie 2 in Italy. They call it Zombie 3, even though technically in the States, it was never called Zombie 2, you know? I remember they did that too with the House movies. Because there was a House 1 and House 2. And then in the 90s, there was a movie William Catt playing. He started in the original House, but he came back in House 4 playing like evil real estate agent. He played a bad guy. He played against this type that was in the original movie. And people were like, Fangoria was saying, how's there a House 4 when there never was a House 3? Now, whenever in the 80s, late 80s, there's a movie called The Horror Show that came out. It was like Shocker, right? Brian James gets electrocuted, and then he comes back to haunt the cop that put him in jail, played by Lance Henriksen, right? And for whatever reason, overseas they called it House 3, you know? So they had to call that one that came out House 4. Well, I saw like 94 from, I rented at Golden Dawn when Golden Dawn used to rent movies. Let me see what's going on. Oh, yeah, yeah, Epic Journey to Taco Bell for the 2 free talk. Yeah. There you go, JoJo. But I mean, Zombie came out. Lucio Fulci had like the famous scene. I was like in the island. It was nothing to do with Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead was the zombies in the shopping mall. But this was like, it was supposed to be like a precursor to Dawn of the Dead, but it really had nothing to do with that one. And that was like more like the slow moving zombies, like a voodoo type thing in this remote island. And there was a classic scene where like this girl there's like this zombie breaks through this door and there's like a giant splinter. And a zombie grabs this girl's head and he slowly brings her up to the splinter and then he pulls her like whole face and her eye goes right all the way into the splinter though. Great gore effect though. Oh yeah, oh you best info. Keep you oh hell yeah. But Zombie's a great movie. That's another Italian film. They never mentioned like when they talk about The Walking Dead, they always talk about the George Romero stuff. They do not mention Italian zombies at all. I don't know why, because it was just as influential back then. But definitely, Overlord should have been mentioned in the top 30. That's a gross oversight. Now, next is Zombieland. Now, Zombieland was a great movie. I saw the first one on videotape, and there was like a zombie comedy. It had like, I don't know if that was Jesse Eisenberg. Was the kid's name in that? And they had like Woody Harrelson and then like Bill Murray in a great cameo though. Zombieland is a fantastic movie. I like how they at the beginning they it was like insightful how the zombies went, the different types of zombies or like different ways, different places you should be not to be and get caught by a zombie. Like one in the bathroom, you want to be taking a shit and then get caught by zombies, because nowhere to go. Yeah, Zombieland was awesome. I really like Zombieland. I saw the first one on VHS on a thing that Roland did, a DVD that Roland did. I remember watching it with Dad, and I think my dad liked it too. I remember seeing Zombie 2 Double Tap. I saw that in the theater. And it was great. Been bad if you would have told me. I know. I screwed up about that. Yeah, he would like put. Yeah, I'm sorry, JoJo. That's my fault on that. I didn't think about it. I forgot all about it, because I was in kind of a crappy mood because Mom put everybody in a crappy mood. And I forgot all about it. That's completely my fault, JoJo. But Zombieland was great. Next is Brain Dead. Now, Brain Dead, if you remember, Peter Jackson, he went on to like incredible fame and fortune with the Lord of the Ring movies and the Hobbit movies. But before then, he was doing gore films. He did Brain Dead about like the aliens coming back. And I remember there was like no bad. Well, this is Brain Dead, the zombie movie he did, but he originally before that he did a movie called Bad Taste. I rented that in Fort Bragg. Yeah, you're going so far. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, the tacos were great. I liked the tacos were good. I got 2 free Doritos Locos tacos. Yeah, they were good. Yeah, they were good. I liked them. Yeah, I did a video reviewing them too. I thought they were really good. They got all messed up. They got crushed though, but they were still good. And what else was there? Yeah, with Brain Dead, he did with Bad Taste. It was about the aliens, and there was 2 VHS covers that came out. One with the alien giving the peace sign, and one with the alien giving the finger. And some video place stores would have them, and some wouldn't. And it was off Magnum Home Entertainment. And ours, the one I went to, it was Tried's first video, right outside of Fort Bragg, had the middle finger one. I remember renting that, making a copy of it. Oh yeah, yeah. It wasn't a combo. It was just 2 free. Yeah, it was just 2 free tacos. But I wouldn't use up those coupons for they're done. Just trying to save a little cash. You know. Um, and from that on, he did Meet the Feebles, which was like the Muppets on Acid, which was a gory Muppet movie, but very funny. And he got the New Zealand government to give him $250,000 to make that movie. Then a few years after that, he did a zombie movie called Brain Dead, which is all out, balls out zombie film. In the States, it was really called Dead Alive because there was a movie from like, yeah. Oh, thank you, Judge. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, Taco Bell's getting really expensive. Those tacos now, a single taco is like almost $2.50. They used to be like 99 cents or $1.29. Yeah, it's expensive. Oh yeah, Taco Bell sounds awesome right now. I'm gonna have to. I ate a couple tacos. I'm gonna make some hamburgers or something like that after I'm done with this video. Um, yeah, but Brain Dead was like his big budget zombie movie, including like Slaughter of by Lawnmower. But I mean, a few years prior, there was a Bill Pullman movie called Brain Dead from I think it was Concord and New Horizon. That was Roger Corman's company, and I think they threatened a lawsuit because it was the same title. So they called it. I was released through Trimark as Dead Alive, and they cut out like about 20 minutes of the movie, the gore in it though. If you can see it uncut, that's the way to do it. But they cut out too much gore in that one. And there's like an uncut. And then my friend sent me she sent me a copy of Brain Dead. I said, "Well, send it back. I'll send you a better copy." And he sent me Dead Alive, and they found it was they cut so much stuff. So he sent me a really good copy of a laser disc of the original Brain Dead movie. So that was really good. That's a really good one. It has like this priest that does karate. He goes, "I kick ass for the Lord." That's a great zombie comedy movie. It shows how talented Peter Jackson really was. And then, of course, we see that in Bring the Cheese there, and there was the oh yeah. Bean cheese burrito would have been more beans. Yeah, I tell you what, their black beans are really good. I like their black beans at Taco Bell. Next is if Lily Rose is still there. Next is Shaun of the Dead. It was really high up in the list. One of the most well-known comedy titles. Had Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, who were in Hot Fuzz, and I think in a movie Paul, which I'd never seen. But Shaun of the Dead's a great comedy, though. It talked about like a bunch of guys in the pub, and all of a sudden the zombies are coming to get them. This movie's been mentioned numerous times as one of the best zombie comedies of all time. It's a really great movie. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really a lot of fun. And the critics talk about it too. This played in the theaters too. I didn't see this one in the theaters. I think the only one I saw in the theater, let me go through, was Serpent and the Rainbow, the one that's listed here. I'm just going off the ones that are not offshoots. Just the one that are listed here. I said Zombieland, but they did not mention Zombieland 2. I saw that one in the theater. Yeah, it is. It's really good, Lily. Remember the part where he's throwing records at the zombies? Yeah, I was waiting to tell you about Shaun of the Dead, but it's way up in the list, hon. I mean, a lot of these movies I think you'll like. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead's great. I mean, the only ones I saw in the theater were listed here was Zombieland and no, not Zombie. The second one, Zombieland, and the only one I saw is listed on here was Serpent and the Rainbow. You know, because they mentioned Night of the Living Dead, they do not mention the remake. The remake's what I saw at the theater. You know, and I saw Zombieland 2 at the theater, not the first one. Now, I mean, from Shaun of the Dead, which is an awesome movie, and they had a little bit of the Goblin soundtrack in there from the original Dawn of the Dead. Oh, you saw Dawn of the Dead years ago at the theater? That's cool. I mean, I've seen all these. Mostly, I've seen either on streaming or on cable, or I rented them. You know, that's why I've seen a lot of these. Trying that before work. Oh, happy Thanksgiving to you too, JoJo. I thought I'd do a zombie movie because it's about eating. You know. And actually, talking about this make me hungry. So I'm gonna have to make some hamburgers pretty soon. Let's see. So Shaun of the Dead came out. Hi, JoJo. Hi, Samara. I'm doing a zombie thing. I got a question for you, zombie. Zombie. Oh my god. I got a question for you, Samara. Now you're vegan, right? If you became a zombie, would you only eat plants? You wouldn't eat humans. You don't eat plants, right? I would call you. I didn't mean to call you zombie. I meant to call you Samara. I'm talking too fast. I should slow down. Now, would you only eat plants and stuff? You wouldn't eat humans, though. If you're a zombie, yeah, you wouldn't eat people because that's not vegan. You don't eat like the plants and stuff. Okay. Because Samara would just eat the plants. She'd raid your gardens. She'd eat everything in your garden. If you had a garden, she'd eat everything in there. You know, but she wouldn't eat the people. I mean, of course, not the animals, though. Because that's just mean, eating animals. I want to see them get hurt and stuff. You know? She wouldn't eat people, yeah. Unless the people... You don't eat the people that are vegan, too. Okay. Okay, that's good. But that's still people, though. Because I thought of that. I mean, I thought about that, about eating meat and stuff. You know, humans are meat and stuff. Like, I was thinking if someone was a vegan, they probably wouldn't eat people. Yeah. Hi, Panky. How you doing, buddy? What I'm doing is I'm doing something for Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving's about eating and stuff, right? Like 2 weeks prior to that, WatchMojo did a list of like the top 30 zombie movies of all time. So I wrote them down. Overlord should be on this thing that's grossly missed. Overlord should be on this list, you know. From Shaun of the Dead, we go to Train to Busan. I saw that. That was a Korean zombie movie. I saw that on Netflix. And that's pretty much all the zombie stuff takes place. Yeah. You know, okay, cool. It takes place on a train. I mean, it was pretty good. I liked the movie. I don't remember it that well. But, I mean, it's a very good one. I know the sequel was not received as well. But I heard the sequel was good, too. I didn't see the sequel, though. I got mute. I got to use the restroom real quick. Hey, it's my one buddy. He recognized me from YouTube, and he asked me if I can get a selfie with him at the beer. That's so cool, man.
Jason freaking Cowan.
That's cool as hell.
The hot sauce kingpin.
Yes, thanks, buddy.
Of course.
You YouTube famous, man.
Yes, sir. That's awesome. Yeah, me and my buddies watch your videos all the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's me. That's awesome. And he asked me to have a selfie take it with him. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could send me a copy of the selfie on Facebook or something, if you're
Yeah, I can download
awesome, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Of course. Yeah,
That's
thank you.
very. Oh, that's very flattering. Awesome. I got recognized again.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Okay.
So you.
Yeah, here's the selfie that Spencer took of me. He saw, you know, I was buying beer and he was kind enough to recognize me. He wanted to take a selfie with me and he wanted to get me to give a shout out to himself. He wanted me to give a shout out to himself, Spencer. He wanted to give me a shout out to his buddies Paul and Dom, and he said they watch my videos all the time. And I'm very flattered. So shout outs to Spencer, Paul, and Dom. I hope you like this video. I love you all very much. And till next time, please take care, my legion.
A teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well. You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, said the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. Here's Johnny.
Oh, I'm back now. I had to use the bathroom. That was the video that's probably making people. My friend did a video like me and Turtle Dove dancing, and he used that thing from Pulp Fiction. I thought it was really cool. I don't know how he did it. No, Train Busan was really good. It's a good action film. A lot of these, you'll see like different zombie movies. Some try to be scary, some try to be just gory, some try to be action films, some try to be funny. Some are all three or all four, you know. All right, we're getting close to the end of these. Next is Return of the Living Dead that had punk rock zombies in it. And this was like kind of like a takeoff the George Romero stuff. At the very beginning, they had the one guy say, you know, Night of the Living Dead was based off a true story. And, you know, he hit the thing that, and it caused like these zombies to come back. And they had like punk rock zombies with a punk rock soundtrack. It was a great movie. Return of the Living Dead's a lot of fun. Linnea Quigley was in there as like the nude punk rock zombie, you know. From the grave, you remember like seeing like they have like the cemetery and it's all raining and stuff. Lots of cool stuff happening in there. Yeah, that's a fun movie. I really like Return of the Living Dead. Now they didn't mention the sequels because there were like 5 sequels. I've seen all 5 of them. Now the second one, I saw the second one at the movie theater at in Fort Gordon, Georgia, or which has been renamed Fort Eisenhower, but I always call it Fort Gordon. You know, I saw that to drive at the theater, and I remember the guy said, "You actually going to eat during this movie?" I said, "Yep." I loved it. It's a fun movie. That's one actually had like how the zombie. That actually had like an ending to it. It was really weird. And I remember my friend from Black's Heart Media sent me a surprise tape because I was a good customer of his. And he said, surprise. And it was Return of the Living Dead Part 3, the Brian Yuzna movie that had like, it was a different takeoff of Return of the Living Dead. It played in the theaters though. I don't remember ever seeing it in the theaters. And it had like this zombie girl start putting on like all these like things of metal and like it was supposed to represent piercings like a punk rock zombie girl, I guess. The guy was in love with it. It's a great movie. And then they did like 2 other sequels, like Rave to the Grave and something else that was like in name only. And I saw those eventually. They were okay. More like The Last Supper for Native. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I never thought of it like that. But I mean, like I said, I'm doing the zombie stuff because zombies are about eating flesh. And then you're eating turkey flesh for Thanksgiving. Or except tomorrow. You know, she's eating all the vegan stuff. Or she's eating plant-based turkey or tofurkey or what do they call it. But Return of the Living Dead is a great movie. Next is 28 Days Later. And this was pretty much, it came out 2002. This was pretty much what The Walking Dead pretty much looked like, with the fast-moving zombies set in London. Now, I think a lot of it looked hell of a lot like Day of the Dead to me. I know Fangoria said they liked it better when it was Day of the Dead. I mean, lots of similarities to Day of the Dead, though, you know. But, I mean, that's pretty much what Walking Dead ended up looking like, was that show. That's mentioned. They do not mention 28 weeks later. Yeah. You heard Wild Turkey and all that good? I remember they used to have, for Thanksgiving, they used to have this place called Brandy Tim's, this bar, and they would go all out for Thanksgiving. Dad would, like, drive me down there, and I'd pick up stuff to take back, because Dad wouldn't go inside, right? But everything was free except, you know, you'd pay a dollar for drinks, you know, and I paid like $1 for a pop, and that was like never ending, you know. There was constant refills. I was there for a few hours eating there, and I took stuff home. And they used to deep fry turkeys over and over again. It was so good, and they ended up tearing that place down and making a Family Dollar. Way back in like 2015, something like that, when my dad was still alive. I made some videos about it. And then it came out in 2015 after he passed away. And then it got torn down like a year ago. So that's no longer there. And it used to be the Railway Inn next to the railroad tracks. We used to go there for breakfast. That's where I found out about how good sriracha sauce was, you know. And I guess it got torn down because it was structurally unsafe. I did my very last video inside of that place when I was reviewing the strawberry Red's Apple Ale, Strawberry Ale. Yeah, that was the last time I was in that place. Oh, the grocery store turkey is probably Frankenfurt turkey. I got some frozen turkey stuff to review tomorrow for my Thanksgiving meal. I'm going to do like I got to recharge my battery. I'm going to do just a happy Thanksgiving video. I got like that video my sister made of me, slideshow that's going to be Thanksgiving related too. And I'm going to do a happy Thanksgiving video. And also, like, I have a chef salad that has turkey in it. And then I'm going to do like my main video tomorrow. It's going to be like a big Thanksgiving meal, what I have, you know. And it's going to be, you know, hopefully I'll release that as premiere at 8 o'clock. Hopefully that'll do really well, you know. So 28 days later, I think Overlord should have been in this list. I highly disagree with what they put on there. Next, okay, there's 2 more left. And if you've been following the list, I know I've been rambling on for like over an hour. Because that video that WatchMojo did was like about a half hour long. I think about the top 30 zombie movies. Overlord should have been in that one. And that was when they grossly missed. They should have took out Girls with the Gifts and put out, or Little Monsters and put in Overlord. Overlord was awesome. It's an awesome movie. Next was Dawn of the Dead, the original 1978 movie. And they mentioned the remake, and the remake's actually quite good. Because they did a whole bunch of remakes of Night of the Living Dead. The only 2 that are really good, they did Night of the Living Dead 3D, and they did the 1990 one I saw in the theater that Tom Savini directed, how it starred Tony Todd and Tom Tolles. And that was really good, too. And I saw the remake of Dawn of the Dead. I rented that. I bought that on DVD, and it's a great remake. I saw the remake of Night of the Living Dead at the theater, you know. And the remake they did Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead sucked. And both Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead had big names in it, though. But the Day of the Dead remake really sucked really bad. And they had like Day of the Dead Bloodline, which I did not see. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore, but Dawn of the Dead is like the 1978 movie that went through the roof there. That's whenever Night of the Living Dead came out, and there was a bunch of like smaller zombie films from whenever like Dawn of the Dead came out and did so well at the theater. That's when the movies really start coming out. Hey, how you doing, Timothy, buddy? How you doing? But Dawn of the Dead features like this SWAT team, you know, going to there's a ton of zombies there, and they pretty much wall themselves into like this giant shopping mall. And Tom Savini does the effect, and he's also one of the biker gang members in the movie. You know, and he did his own stunts. He did like and he did like stunts for a lot of other people too. Great work on Dawn of the Dead with the makeup and stuff. Cisco and Ebert loved the movie, even though it's a gore fest. Well, some gore in it though. It's a great movie, and I had like this Goblin soundtrack from it too. I know pretty much Goblin more for the Alien Contamination soundtrack. I remember seeing Alien Contamination on Elvira, and that was like a takeoff of the Alien movies. Let me see if anyone. Oh shit! Anyone else got? Oh, no one else. Okay, I'll check on that. How you doing, Timothy? I'm doing a zombie live stream because the zombies like to eat. We're eating a lot of stuff tomorrow for Thanksgiving, so I thought I'd do it. I'm not doing a trivia thing. I'm doing my list of the top 30 horror zombie movies that WatchMojo did. And this is like my way of doing like a video response to it. But Dawn of the Dead is a great movie. It went through the roof there. It made like budget of like $650,000, and it made like $66 million worldwide, which is phenomenal. And then I remember Stephen King said, like, in his movie Dance Macabre, he said, like, George Romero could make well, he said the budget was $2 million, but in Wikipedia it says $650,000 was the budget. But he said George Romero can make a $2 million movie look like $10 million, and then like a $10 million, like The Prophecy, look like $2 million, because I guess he's more resourceful with his movie making abilities, because it did look like a really high scale movie. But I mean, they filmed at that the Monroeville Mall in Pittsburgh at the nighttime, and then they at daytime they had to keep it open for the public and stuff. But I mean, it's a great movie. And like Prophecy was that one about like a wildlife horror film, like have all the toxic runoff, creating like all these mutant creatures, including a mutant tadpole and a mutant bear that was like kicking ass and stuff. That's a great PG rated movie with Armando Assani playing a Native American, and it's a really good movie. Nothing to do with zombies, but Stephen King mentioned the difference between the two in his horror movie book Dance Macabre. Because I mean, he had like a couple photos from Dawn of the Dead in there, and it wasn't until like years later I saw Dawn of the Dead on rented from Thorny and my video when I was in high school, just hanging out and having some fun. Oh, cool! Some beers, cool. Okay, now time has come for the very last, the best zombie movie out of this list, and you pretty much guessed it. If you guessed the original 1968 Night of Living Dead movie, the black and white movie that revolutionized the way we look at zombies and made George Romero like an icon in the zombie movie genre. That was George Romero will forever be known about how he changed the world of zombie cinema, And this is the first one that features zombies as flesh eaters, though. There's a little bit of stuff, and it basically, I did a 25-minute review of that because John had like a restored version of Night of the Living Dead. We watched it, and John and I did like a 25-minute review of it, And actually, Lynn Lowry, I told Lynn Lowry, man, Lynn Lowry actually watched our review. She liked it. I wish she would have commented on it, but she didn't. She had some beer. That's nothing wrong with that. And basically, these guys, there's a zombie outbreak, and these guys hold themselves up in this farmhouse. And there's like a whole big fighting between Dwayne Jones and they were like saying like it's pioneering because they had like a black guy as the hero at the time when there was like a lot of what do you call it, civil unrest, a lot of stuff with fighting amongst blacks and whites and stuff. And they said it was pretty daring list, like with Gene Roddenberry had Uhura as like the first like female black playing a big role in a movie or in a TV show, I think. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. But the thing is, like, they interviewed George Romero, and he said, like, that was just a happy accident because Dwayne Jones, not Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Dwayne Jones, the guy that played the black lead, he said that was just the best actor he had. It was just a happy accident they thought of it that way. And then they had like a black lead in Ken Foree and Dawn of the Dead. And then there was a black guy in Day of the Dead, but he really wasn't like he wasn't really a standing out as the leader though. He was a cool guy though, but I mean they didn't really specify that in Day of the Dead. But Night of the Living Dead was like fighting between him and a guy, Mr. Cooper, the white guy saying, the soul is the best place, the soul is the best place. And it had like some really messed up imagery, like the one girl became a zombie and she ate this one guy and then she stabbed her mom with a gardening trowel, you know. They had some like explicit stuff there. I mean, well, for the 60s, 1968, you know. And I know, like, they showed, because I rented this, because I know Tam was talking about he saw Night of the Living Dead as a kid just by himself. Now, what happened was I rented it from Media Home Entertainment. And since then, Night of the Living Dead, the copyright, George Romero let the copyright run out of the movie. So it's available in the public domain, the original one. You can see it anywhere. I remember renting the really good quality one off of Media Home Entertainment. Hi, Black Eagle. How you doing, honey? I'm doing like a zombie themed video because Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving Eve, right? And Thanksgiving is about eating, and zombies like to eat. So I thought I'd do like a response to WatchMojo's.com top 30 zombie movies of all time. I wrote them down. They should have put Overlord in this one, and they really screwed the pooch on that one, you know. But what happened with Night of the Living Dead was, Mr. Cooper said it was the best place, and they did like a whole bunch of like I saw the remake that Tom Savini did at the theater, you know. I was able to come from Columbia Pan Roast. Oh, really? Oh, man, that's cool. Well, I mean, what I'm gonna get is I got some frozen stuff. You know, I got a whole big story about what happened with my Thanksgiving thing. I'm gonna do a whole big thing about it, and then talk about how Thanksgiving's changed over the years. You know, and yeah, it should be pretty cool. Where was I? Where am I at? I took some notes too, and then like with Night of the Living Dead, when the copyright ran out, you find it all over the place. At the time, it was just on Media Home Entertainment. You were able to rent it, like they had like these horror movie compilations. Night of the Living Dead's usually almost always on there, you know. And then like they had a release of it. They did a colorized version of the movie, which I never saw. And like I said, John and I watched the restored movie of it, and then they did like a movie called Night of the Living Bread, which is like a bread themed zombie, which was really funny. So I think it's on YouTube. And I remember they did this one guy did something called Night of the Dawn of the Day of the Subhuman Living Dead in 3D. And what he did was he wiped out the soundtrack and he put in another soundtrack like What's Up Tangalili that Woody Allen did a long time ago. Or that Ferocious Female Freedom Fighters. This comedy troupe swiped out this the soundtrack of a kung fu movie and put their own goofy soundtrack in it, you know. And basically, the zombies were all gay people, all gay, and they were like, "I'm a zombie. I'm not a fag. I'm not gay. I'm not gay." And they killed the zombie anyways. Zombie was supposed to be homosexuals in the movie, and it was like music videos and stuff all through. It's a very entertaining film, low budgetly done because I mean, they mentioned that in the list of the movies and stuff. I don't know where you can find it on DVD. I got it through the Gore Gazette, Rick Sullivan's Gore Gazette, you know. But Night of the Living Dead is the number one on the most biggest influence on the zombie genre. They should have had shockwaves on this one too. That was like the underwater Nazi zombies would have the goggles on with Peter Cushing in it. They could have had that. They could have cut out something else on here, you know, put in that one too. But most of the movies are pretty accurate though. They could have Overlord and shockwaves in this one. I don't know any other ones to be mentioned though, But I mean, I think they did a good job, and they incorporated a lot of the Italian zombie films, which I didn't think they would, including Doctor Butcher MD, which I'm very happy about. Um, I really like this listing they had of the top 30 zombie movies. A lot of these are really good. Yeah, I thought it was pretty fitting. They did this. You still there, Black Eagle? Oh man. Oh, Popeye better than their dinners. Well, I got I was gonna get the turkey bake for Thanksgiving. I kind of ordered from Walmart, and the lady gave me said they didn't have any. She gave me a substitution of scalloped potatoes and ham. I was like, oh crap, I don't want to have any turkey or stuffing for Thanksgiving. Then my sister went to Walmart and got me two of the Marie Callender's TV dinner that has stuffing, turkey, and vegetables in it. Yeah, they should come with medical. Oh yeah, well maybe. My friend did a video of turtle eye dancing and stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. To like that the Pulp Fiction song. Let me play it one last time. Are you still there, Black Eagle? Let me know what you think of this if you're still there. Yeah, I mean, Lily Rose, it's so awesome you're there. I mean, I sent you guys a list of these movies, but Overlord, definitely check out Overlord. That's the movie they didn't mention, or Shockwaves, too. Shockwaves is PG, and the Overlord was definitely R-rated. I saw that in the theater. Overlord was awesome. They should have mentioned that in the movie. They should have mentioned it in their top 30 zombie movies. That's a gross, and they didn't even mention the movie. It's a gross oversight on their part. So I guess that's it for the live stream. I thought I would do it. I thought it was an interesting idea. I'm getting really hungry now, so I got to make something. Like I said, Thanksgiving revolves around eating, and so does zombie movies, I guess. I really hope you like this video, everybody. Are you here now? Oh, Black Eel, check this out. My buddy Todd did a video of me and Turtle dancing. Let me play this first for wrapping it up. Check it out. Get ready. Get ready, buddy. Here we go, Black Eel. Let me know what you think, okay? Here we go.
It was a teenage wedding and the old folks wished them well. You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell. Here's Johnny.
I think that's pretty cool what he did. Oh, thank you, Black Eel. I'm going to charge up my phone and make sure to keep my phone with me. When I'm doing the Thanksgiving stuff in case you call. Yeah. Thank you, but I appreciate that because I'll be spending Thanksgiving just by myself tomorrow. Oh, you liked it? Yeah, my guy, Todd Jumper's really clever, right? And what he does, I thought it was a pretty awesome video. I know Vegan Doll's already commented on. I don't know if Turtle has. I hope she does too. I tagged her in it. Hope she'll watch it. I'm sure Vegan Dolls watched it right away. I think I tagged Vegan Dolls in it too. I don't know. Let me check. Oh yeah, I know he's really good. I don't know how he does it. He created this avatar right here, me with the teddy bear. I'm sure you'll see. I tagged her in it though. Let me let me check. Oh no, it's not on. I don't think she responded to it yet. Let me check my things right now. I mean, whatever she does, I'll be cool. Let's see. Let me okay, hold on. Let me check this real quick and go through it. Hopefully I'm sure she'll watch it. Let's see. John commented on. Look at this section. Oh, thank you, John. Vegan Doll said this is basically what you'd see if you could look inside my head. That's pretty cool. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, thank you, Blackie. I appreciate that. Happy Thanksgiving, you too, Sea Glass. It's cool. Yeah, I'm sure she will too. Yeah, I mean, because I sent her. He did some skibbity toilet stuff. He did like a little video. I should put that up sometimes too. But I haven't done it. All right. I want to thank everybody. I'm going to wrap up at 1:25:25. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. I want to thank everybody for joining my Thanksgiving Eve live stream. Like I said, like zombies like to eat, and Thanksgiving's about eating. So I'm going to do my. So I did like the list of that. Watch Mojo did the top 30 zombie movies of all time. Overlord was grossly not included. Shockwave's made, but Overlord should have been included. That's a shame. So I hope you like this live stream, everybody. Till next time, please, happy Thanksgiving and have a nice time. Good night, everybody. Good night.